Hello everyone, it's your girl Basic Sewing Accessories. I have received a lot of requests to make a tutorial on how the buttonhole attachment works for a manual blackhead sewing machine. So I'm going to do just that today. This is the manual buttonhole attachment and I'll be showing you the components of this box. So you have the buttonhole attachment itself. This is the magic maker. You have the feed dog cover, which is also called the needle plate cover, and also the seam ripper for opening up your buttonhole after you have finished sewing them. The first thing I'm going to do is to remove this foot. Then I am going to cover this feed dog cover with this. So I'm going to cover this. You won't remove this plate, you just place this one on top. So I will unscrew these screws. I have removed the screws, so I'll just place this feed dog cover on top of the needle plate and screw it back into place. I'm bringing my sewing machine needle down to make sure that it is well placed and my machine needle can go down. So I'll just screw this back in place. The second screw also. Now we will install the buttonhole attachment. While you are installing it, please note that this lever must hang on the sewing machine needle screw. This needle screw that goes up and down when you wind your sewing machine, this lever must hang on it. So I will do just that now. I will remove my foot screw entirely and slide this up. Yes. Take note of these three buttons. This is where you control the length of the buttonhole. If you shift it up, the length will be shorter. The higher it is, the shorter the length of the buttonhole. This is where you control the width, the wideness of the buttonhole, and this is where you control the wideness of the zigzag stitches, the stitches of the buttonhole as well. There is also another lever by this side. This is where you control the starting point of the buttonhole attachment. I have screwed this in. I will double check it by using my screwdriver to tighten the foot screw. Make sure it is very tight. I'm ready to sew my first buttonhole, so I'll raise the foot up and slide in my fabric. Then I'll twist the lever on this side up till I hear a click. Twist it forward till you hear a click. We are back to our starting point. Then I'm going to sew my first buttonhole. Now I have sewn the first buttonhole. I've just sewn this just once. This is just once. You can sew it twice, you can sew it thrice, depending on how thick you want the buttonhole to look. So I'll sew another one that I am going to sew twice. Now I'll be sewing twice. I'll raise my foot, insert my fabric, and turn the lever to my starting point. So I'll bring my foot down and sew. Continue sewing. Then I'm sewing the second leg now. Sewing till we get to our starting point again. So I'm going to raise my foot screw and slide my fabric out. So I hope you can see the differences with the thickness of the two. This one was sewn once and this was sewn twice. So I hope you can see the differences in the thickness of the two. Once you finish sewing your buttonhole, you use your seam ripper. This is your seam ripper. You use it to open it up. Just slide it in and push it forward. Then you open your buttonhole. You do this. You do the same for the second one too. So that is simply the process of fixing and sewing your buttonhole. So what I'm going to do now is to reduce this length of buttonhole and reduce this width. So I'm going to show you how to do that setting, reduce the length and reduce the width of this buttonhole. That is the space here, the space within here. I will do that using these two buttons. So the first thing I'm going to do is to reduce the length. So I'm going to use my screwdriver to unscrew this screw. Then I'll slide it up. I'll slide it up then and then tighten it. Let me use my screwdriver to tighten it. Then I'm going to do the same here. I'll unscrew this screw. So I'm going to unscrew this screw and shift it forward. And tighten it. So I am good to go. Fix my needle. Fix my fabric. Fix my fabric and shift this forward to the starting point. Now let's sew. I'll sew this twice. So now let's raise the foot and then remove our fabric. This is very sweet. I hope that you can see the differences. When I reduce the length, you can see that it's shorter, and I reduce the space in between here. You can see that the space in between here is highly reduced. So what I'm going to advise you do is, once you get this buttonhole attachment, practice with it before you sew on your main project. Practice, sew, try different kind of settings, sew different kind of settings so that you can get what you really need. You can sew any length of buttonhole you want with this buttonhole attachment. So I'm just going to open this up, slide in my seam ripper and just push it forward, just like we did the first one. I have successfully opened it up, and you can see our buttonhole nicely done. This is the wrong side and this is the right side. So this is simply how to use the buttonhole attachment. I hope this has been able to answer all your questions. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more. Also follow our social media pages at Basic Sewing Accessories on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok. Thank you.